He's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice.
This does happen sometimes. Now, I'm afraid to say that you have made my naughty list.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Welcome to the Naughty List. Now, this is where anything from tacky tunes to questionable holiday treats can find itself in a little bit of Christmas trouble. Now, folks, Santa is not the only one making lists around here. I'm putting together all kinds of naughty no-nos for the holidays and putting them on notice. Now, every Monday until December, we're going to highlight 2 holiday offenders to place on the Christmas Everyday version of the Naughty List. And in December, we'll release our weekly Nice List, and we'll obviously highlight 2 holiday items or characters or songs or, whatever that fill us with joy in the best month of the year. And if you want to share your Naughty or Nice List ideas with us, please send those to christmaseverydayshow@gmail.com, and we'll share those on the show if I don't steal your ideas for myself, because I'm that kind of guy. All right, so we're going to get right into it. We're going Halloween this week in honor of it finally being October. October's finally here. It's one of the best months that there is. And so this will be a companion piece of last week's episode of Christmas Every Day, which was all about Halloween. And since this is the only Halloween episode of the Naughty List that we'll do, it's going to be a half naughty, half nice show. So we just get right into it. First up on the Naughty List. Oh my God. I'm really glad Halloween came around because I've been waiting to do this one. The absolute worst vampire story ever told. And I have a feeling that many of you are going to know who it is before I tell you. Okay? Twilight, you knew it. You knew I was going to say it. Twilight takes just about every vampire trait and characteristic and just throws it right out the window. Tradition is gone. Everything is brand new. Oh gosh. Okay, you know what? Let's just do it. First of all, I shouldn't have to tell anybody out there that vampires don't sparkle when they get out in the sunlight. Okay? In fact, it's just the opposite. Vampires should pretty much spontaneously combust when they hit the sunlight. For this reason, and for this reason alone. Okay? Vampires are nocturnal. By necessity. They can't go out in the sunlight. They go out at night to feed because they can't go out in the daytime. It's insane. But these vampires in Twilight are all over the place during the daytime. And what are they doing up in the Pacific Northwest? I don't understand this one. Everybody knows that the center of vampirism in North America is New Orleans. Historically. I guess that maybe the perpetual overcast weather maybe help to keep them from sparkling and glittering more than necessary when they go out during the day all the time. You've never seen vampires out during the day all the time like these are. And they seem to have the most incredible restraint you've ever seen. Like they desire humans, but they sip on animal blood all the time. And yes, it's ultimately good that they're not feasting on humans, but it's not vampire-like for them to do that. And look, do these vampires even fly? I didn't pay enough attention during the movies, but I'm pretty sure that all they do is run really fast and jump really high. So they jump really high, but are they flying? Do these vampires fly? I don't think they do. And why is Edward Cullen so weird? He's just a weird dude. He's just like this pasty. Yes, he's a vampire, but he's more pasty than he should be out during the day and not glittering. He's drawn to this girl, Bella, and she's pretty enough, I guess. But he spends the first half of the movie just approaching her from different angles just to tell her that she needs to stay away from him. Like, dude, you just walked up to her. She's in the lunch line. You just walked up to her so you could tell her to stay away? Come on, man. She was already doing that. She was minding her own business, and you just felt the need to tell her to do something she was already doing. I've always found that just absolutely maddening. And the whole thing just gets way more, involved than I care to deal with. With the addition of, werewolves who, just happen to have a pack of werewolves right in the same area where these Pacific Northwest vampires are hanging out. Well, there's also werewolves right there too. Maybe it all ties in somehow. I don't know. I didn't care enough. And then, you've got these old school vampires in Europe or wherever they are. And it's just a whole bunch of stuff that there's some stuff called imprinting. I don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Apparently the rest of the world was ready for the millennials version of vampires, but I can tell you one who wasn't, and that's me. Oh, Twilight, you are on the list. Twilight, you're on the list. And dude, Jacob, put a shirt on. You can't put a shirt. Just put a shirt on. All right, you know what? We're done with that. Twilight, you're on the list. Now for the nice list part of Halloween. And this is a favorite of mine, just a huge, huge favorite of mine. The Haunted Hayride is a tradition that goes back over a century. And when it's done right, it can provide a ton of Halloween entertainment for the family. Now, most of the haunted hayrides that I've ever been on were when I was a younger person, and they were kind of the nightcap to whatever Halloween party I was at that night, or a fall party, or whatever party we were having. And growing up in the country, there was no shortage of families who had a lot of land and who also had tractors and trailers that they could load up with hay bales and ride the guests around the farm on. It was always just so thrilling to jump on that trailer with the hay bales and, get settled in under some blanket on an autumn night, either near or on Halloween night, and just be carted around with my friends or family or whoever I was with. Sometimes it might have been a church outing. Other times it might have been a Halloween party at a friend's house, but it didn't matter. No matter what the event was, there was almost always a hayride. And if the hosts got, into the spirit of the thing, there were folks out on the hayride route who were just waiting to scare us out of their minds when we came around. So it was just so much fun to be frightened out of nowhere, just out under the moonlight while we were, riding around the farm, because for some reason, nobody ever saw it coming. You get scared out of your mind. Whoa, I didn't see that coming. It was insane. But yeah, and the best was when it was chilly outside and the leaves were falling and everybody filled up on hot chocolate and hot apple cider beforehand. Oh God, it was just so good. And it gets dark early and it was just amazing. So yes, for the Halloween version of the nice list, the hayride. It's a simple thing to do, but just really brought me a whole lot of joy in my youth. And it really belongs on the nice list. So I believe that does it for this week. Now, please check in with us next Monday for our episode of next Monday. I got all kinds of twisted around. Please check in with us next Monday for our next episode of the Naughty List, where we're getting back to Christmas. And then make sure to catch our regular Christmas Everyday episode this coming Friday. And like I said, if you have any naughty or nice list recommendations that you want to send to us, you can please do that at christmaseverydayshow@gmail.com. And you can believe that we're going to talk about it. So until next Monday, guys, try to stay off the naughty list with Edward Cullen. And Merry Christmas.